Chapter 9, Three Gifts. About 2 years had passed when everything changed again. It had been an ordinary day. It was getting dark and the first stars were coming out. I was sitting out the front with some friends, watching Yeshua and Ananias run from one side of the road to the other. We wanted him to get tired so that he might sleep through the night. Then suddenly I heard yelling. I looked up, worried. One of the teenagers was running towards me, eyes wide, voice panting. "Miriam, strange men are looking for you. They're foreigners." I scooped Yeshua into my arms and hurried inside to tell Yosef. Then I heard voices outside, and I knew that whoever it was had found us. I waited anxiously while Yosef went out to greet them, and I tried to calm myself and pray. After a few minutes, Yosef invited them inside, and the air was filled with scents of juniper, spices, and other exotic odours that I could not name. There were 5 of them, and I stared longer and harder than I had ever stared at anyone in my life. I'd never seen people dressed like them, and it was clear from their heavy embroidered cloaks and their accents that they were travellers, and that they had come from afar. To me, they looked like mystics. I was amazed at their strange appearance. Joseph offered them water and figs, but they took little notice. They were too busy staring deep into the dark room, searching for something. "Is the child here?" one of them asked. Joseph tensed, but somehow I knew that I didn't need to fear them. So I bent down and gently prized away the 2 little hands that had been clinging onto me behind my leg. "It's okay," I whispered, picking Yeshua up and holding him so that he could be seen. "These men have come to visit you." As soon as they saw him, they fell to their knees. They held up their hands and started to sing in a strange voice. Little did I realise they spent their whole lives in preparation for this very moment. What struck me most was how they knelt with their arms outstretched towards Yeshua, not towards the sky. It looked so strange to me. Here they were, these men from far away, singing in this unknown language, and there was no doubting their intention. They were worshipping our little child. I gently placed Yeshua down so that he could stand, and the 3 of us just stood in shocked silence, uncertain to what to do or say. I held both Yeshua and Joseph's hands tight. And then, when they had finished bowing and praising before Yeshua, who had watched the whole thing through one eye, his little head tucked in tight against my hip, things got even more strange. The men fumbled nervously through their satchels, brought out 3 intricately carved boxes and laid them on the ground before us. Each box was a little bigger than my hand, and slowly the men opened each one. In the first was a beautiful gold armlet with strange winged creatures on each end. It was the most stunning and beautiful piece of jewellery you could ever imagine. Next was some of the finest frankincense I had ever seen, the kind that's only ever used in the temple. And even wrapped in cloth and unlit, the scent drifted across the room. And then, last of all, they opened the box to reveal a bottle no bigger than my thumb. I looked at the man holding it. He gestured for me to take the bottle and open it. The smell. Instantly, I was taken back home to Nazareth and the time of my grandfather's burial. It was before the Romans raised the taxes, So though we were poor, there was enough money to pray for a proper funeral. I was too young to help. I had been allowed to sit in the room while the women prepared and worked. They had brought oil to prepare the body and strips of fine linen to wrap around it, and the moment they had opened the oil, the whole room filled with a deep aroma, like sweet burning wood. I sat and breathed it in slowly, and the memory has never left me. And yet, like that evening, as soon as I opened the bottle, that exact same smell filled the room. It overwhelmed me with emotion. "More," I said, and the men all nodded. I looked at Yosef, who was now holding Yeshua tighter than ever. I knew that myrrh was a gift for burial. Our boy was 2 years old, and yet these men had brought him something for the day that he would die. For the first time in what seemed like a long time, fear stirred up inside me again.